What's up, Trophy Hunter? The classic games are a bit of a letdown, to be honest, in the recent months. Most of the time we only get one game, and the worst part is they even come with no trophy support. However, in this video I want to show you some must-play games. Of course I will only show you games with trophy support. And if you care about easy and quick platinums, check out my video about the premium classic games fastest platinums. So enough trash talk, let's jump right into it with the first game. We have some great horror games on the classic catalog like Resident Evil Director's Cut and Dino Crisis, but unfortunately both came with no trophy support. But there is still one horror gem you should try. The game is called Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. If you don't have a premium subscription, you can buy the game for $10. The gameplay and look, everything basically is pretty similar to Resident Evil Director's Cut. But let's take a quick look at the trophies. Well, the game comes with 41 trophies and you need 2 playthroughs to get the platinum. You need to complete the game with Edward Carnby and you need to complete the game with Aline. The game has also a bunch of missable trophies and a lot of collectibles, but there are plenty of guides available for the game. I forgot to mention all the classic games are cross-buy, so they are available on PS4 and PS5, but none of these games support cross-save. For the newer generation, the biggest enemy in the game are probably the tank controls. However, if you're looking for a really old-school survival horror game, check out Alone in the Dark for The New Nightmare. The second game on my list is more colorful, Daxter, originally released on PSP in 2006. To describe the game, well, let's say the humor is on point and the gameplay is pretty fun, and the easy platinum is a nice bonus. If you don't have premium, you have to pay $10. Trophy wise, the game comes with 43 trophies and no trophies are missable in the game. So this means everything can be done basically in a single playthrough and you should be able to get the platinum in less than 7 hours. Great game, definitely a must play in the classic catalog. Next game is another PSP masterpiece, Jeanne d'Arc. I hope I pronounced that correctly. However, what is the game? The game is an RPG with a turn-based combat system. The game looks amazing if you ask me, but do not expect an easy platinum here. Same as the previous games, if you don't have premium you need to pay $10. Trophy wise, the game comes with 41 trophies and there are no missables. After completing the story you also unlock the post game content, and to beat this content it requires some grind and of course a bit of skill. If you enjoy RPG games with some strategic elements, this is definitely your game. Next game is an old-time classic, MediEvil, originally released in 1998. If you have no premium, you need to pay $10. I also want to mention that MediEvil 2 and MediEvil Resurrection is available in the classic catalog, but this is only a personal opinion, the best one is still the first one. I guess the OGs will still remember back in the day there was a demo version available where you could have played the first level, the cemetery. And I think I spent 10 hours playing the same level over and over again. However, things have changed and nowadays I would never spend 10 hours in the first level again, because this is basically the time you need to get all the trophies in the game. Trophy wise, the game comes with 39 trophies and no trophies in this game are missable. Next game on my list is Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, originally released on PS2 in 2006. Without premium you have to pay $15, but I also want to mention the game is currently on sale in the American PSN store. They released the game on PS4 and PS5 without any trophies, but they patched the game and now the game has trophies. So this means the game has now 30 trophies to unlock. No trophies in this game are missable and the game itself is basically pretty easy, just requires a bit of time. The only downside is this is basically the PSP version, so the game comes with no couch co-op, which is a bit of a letdown because couch co-op is a lot more fun in this game. The next game on my list is one of my personal favorites, Summoner, originally released on PS2 in 2000. The game is an action RPG and is a little bit similar to Dragon Age. The world is big and there's so much things you can do and there are plenty of secrets to uncover. I enjoyed the game so much that I completed the PS4 and the PS5 version. If you don't have a premium membership, you can also buy the game for $10. At the beginning the combat is a bit slow, but later the game becomes a lot more strategic. The world is huge, there are some great boss fights. I really enjoy everything about this game. Trophy wise, it's far away from easy. But first things first, the game comes with 21 trophies. It's possible to unlock all the trophies in a single playthrough, but keep in mind there are 3 highly missable trophies. For example, one missable trophy is you need to complete 30 side quests, and this is pretty tough without a guide. Because the game does not take your hand, but you can find a lot of information and useful guides on game facts. If you just have a bit of love in RPG games, give the game a try. It starts slow, but it gets better and better over time. Next one, well, of course, TimeSplitters 2 must be on this list. There's also the first one and Future Perfect available in the Classics catalog, but my personal favorite is the second one. Back in the day I had an absolute blast playing this game, especially in couch co-op. If you don't have premium you need to pay $10, but this game was already very often on sale. Trophy wise, the game has 21 trophies, everything can be done in a single playthrough, nothing is missable, but the game requires a bit of skill. Because to unlock all the trophies you need to play at least on normal difficulty. But this is not the hard part of the platinum, the tough part is to earn all the trophies in the arcade and challenge mode. The next must-play masterpiece is called The Legend of Dragoon, originally released in 2001. At the moment the game has almost 10,000 ratings in the PSN store and has a score of 4.85, which is totally insane. No premium member, no problem, you can buy the game for $10. Trophy wise the game comes with 47 trophies. Basically 6 trophies are missable if you go past the point of no return. And all the trophies can be done in a single playthrough. Do not sleep on this gem because this is definitely one of the best classic games available right now. The next game on my list is Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Well, to be honest, I'm personally not the biggest fan of these Sly games, but if I had to choose one, I would choose the second one. Without premium, the game is $10. Trophy wise, the game comes with 35 trophies and is basically a relatively easy platinum, which just requires a bit of time. There are no missables and everything can be done in a single playthrough. Overall an easy but very enjoyable easy platinum game. The next game on my list is not Ghostbusters, it's Ghosthunter, originally released on PS2 in 2003, and if you ask me, this game looks amazing. The game is a third-person shooter game where you need to hunt ghosts. Trophy-wise the game has 21 trophies and everything can be done in a single playthrough, but keep in mind there are some missables. The game itself is pretty linear and you should be able to unlock the platinum between 12 to 15 hours. Now I have one more RPG games for you guys. Well, there is Wild Arms 2, Wild Arms 3 and Wild Arms 4 available in the Classics catalog. But if I had to pick one, I would go with Wild Arms 3, which is the best in the series in my opinion. This one is a bit more expensive because without premium you have to pay $15. Original released in 2002 on PS2, but they ported the game to PS4, but keep in mind this time there is no PS5 version. This one is also, I would say, the hardest and most time consuming game in this list. Trophy wise the game has 28 trophies and there's only one missable trophy and everything can be done in a single playthrough. And last but not least I have an action adventure banger for you guys, Legacy of Kain Defiance. They already remastered this game, but we're talking here about the classic one. Original released in 2003 on PS2. Another expensive one, the game is $15 without premium. Trophy wise the game comes with 21 trophies. and there are some missables, but everything can be done in a single playthrough. And that was basically my list for some must-play classic games. I know there are some other games like Siphon Filter and Twisted Metal, but they are very popular anyway, and most of you guys probably played them. And to be honest, some of them are a little bit overrated, and some have aged very badly. A very good example is Siphon Filter. I really liked the game back in the day, but nowadays I can't really play them. Do you have any suggestions? Let me know it in the comment section below. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for the attention. See you in my next one.